So today I want to have a discussion about pricing out a home. It is probably the number one question we get every day from the folks out there. We get a lot of calls and emails, and we're asked pricing information. And what I want to chat about right now is, what does it really take to understand the price of a new home build transaction? So I like to call it the circle of activities. There's a whole process that you need to go through. Really, you have to go through it several times in order to get to your final price. The circle starts with, we got to have a meeting at our office, and we have to come up with a home design. If we don't have a floor plan that you want to build, or if we can't get alignment with you on a floor plan that you want to build, then the whole rest of the process is completely irrelevant. So we have to start with the plan. Then, once we have a design together for you, which is just going to be directionally correct, we're not going to work out every detail. We just want to get the right modules, the right size home, the right square footage, living room, dining room, open floor plan in the back. We do that for a lot of folks. The general concept of what you want to build, we want to get it together. So the next step in our process after that is we ask you to go into a contingent contract, which I explain that fully when you come in. It's a $1,500 fully refundable deposit. And once you take that step, it triggers a whole set of activities that we're going to do for you for free. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to take the sketches that we did for you, that were done at no cost. We're going to give the sketches to the back office, and we're going to have the back office price out the home for you. And we're going to get an exact price. It's not an estimate. It's going to be a highly detailed price matrix, which I will then get from the back office. And once I have the price matrix, I'm going to take the next step in the process, which is going to be to meet you at the design studio so I can deliver the pricing to you, explain how the price matrix works, and educate you on the finishes. So understanding the price, first we got to get the design right. The back office prices it out. The next part of the equation that you need to understand is how much money may you spend on finishes, right? And that's what we do at the design studio. The Stanley Martin Design Studio is a great resource for us. It's a great place to start, but we may be at the design studio and you may want to do something different with appliances. You may want to do something different with a backsplash. You may want to do something different with lighting. So I'm going to show you all the options that are available at the design studio, and everything that you like that resonates with you that's at the design studio, we're just going to price it out right there in the matrix. Anything that you say to me, you say, John, I'm not sure about this, or I may want to do a Thermador range, or I may want to do a Sub-Zero freezer. I'm going to capture that detail at the design studio, add it to the price matrix. The price matrix goes back to the back office, and they're going to add the numbers for those items on your price matrix, and then it comes back to you. So now, at this very stage of the transaction, you will have met with us and we've made your design. You will have signed a contingent contract with a $1,500 fully refundable deposit. We will have had the back office price out your home. I will have educated you on what the finishes are and what things may need special pricing. And at this point in the transaction, now you have a really good understanding of what the house is actually going to cost. The other thing that we do during this contingent contract phase is Michael, the president of our company, will go out to your property and do a site cost estimate. He'll set up a phone call with you, and he's going to explain that to you as well. So that's another quadrant of our circle of activities that you need to go through in order to understand how much this is going to cost. The last quadrant of our circle of activities is the lending component. So some folks are paying cash for their home. Other folks are working with a lender. So now your lender is going to need all of this information that we've created for you in order to make final loan approval for you, the consumer. So the lender has to take the site cost estimate. They have to take the price matrix with all the options that you think you want, right? We're not picking your options. We're just putting a scenario together that you think you want to build. So we take the price matrix, the site cost estimate, the lender needs the actual contingent contract that you signed. It's a requirement for the appraisal for most lenders, maybe not all, but 90% of the lenders want that contract. You take all this information, you get it to your lender sends it out for an appraisal, everything comes back great, and you're ready to go forward with the transaction. So the next thing is you're going to then remove your contingency. And that is the point where you are saying, hey, Stanley Martin Custom Homes, we like everything we've seen so far. We're really excited about the process. Let's make this official and let's build the house. So before you remove the contingency, everything we're doing on the Stanley Martin side is at no charge. There are caveats to that, which we can talk about if you start to step in any of them. But for the most part, everything we do is completely free. If for any reason you don't go forward, you void the contract, we refund your $1,500. So what happens next? As soon as you remove your contingency, now you are going to go through the circle of activities again, but you're going to go through them with a much higher level of attention to detail. So if we've done a custom design for you with sketches, now we're taking those sketches and we're putting them in CAD, and this is where the design phase officially begins, right? So the design phase doesn't end with the sketches, it begins when you remove your contingency. The caveat to that is if you're not doing any custom changes, we'll finalize your selections like your morning room or your sunroom or any structural options you want in your home will be finalized right before you remove your contingency. If you're doing any kind of a custom exterior or custom sketches with a floor plan, the design process begins when you remove your contingency. Then the next phase, again, we go back to the design studio. Our design studio manager is going to reach out to you and start scheduling your design studio appointments. And now you're going to start actually selecting the items you want. So the first time at the design studio with me, I'm educating you. I'm showing you the different options. I'm educating you on what makes the cabinets different and why are these more expensive than those. And you're saying, okay, you know what? I think I want to be in level C. So I say, great, we put level C in the pricing, but now you've removed your contingency, so you're meeting with our design studio manager and you are now selecting the actual cabinets you want, and she's working with you to help put together the different finishes. And by the way, she does a fabulous job. You'll really enjoy working with her. So then, now we're going through the circle of activities again. Now we start getting proposals from our subcontractors on the site work. So during the sales phase, while you're in contingent contract, we're doing an estimate on the site work. Once you remove your contingency, we start the process of actually getting proposals. We have a whole nother discussion that we've recorded about that, and we recommend that you watch it. It is a phenomenal talk with Michael Schnitzer where he really goes into the whole process of getting the site numbers together. And it's about a 45-minute chat, so I'm not going to go into it here. So now with the lending piece, all of this information, you'll work with your lender. So to finalize any other details on the loan or the home that you want, because you're generally not closing on your loan until about 30 to 45 days before the start of construction. So now all this detail is getting pushed back to the lender again, and you're going to finalize your numbers with the lender. So you can see this circle of activities really needs to happen once before you make your commitment to any builder. Really, just take Stanley Martin Custom Homes out of it. If you don't understand all the aspects of this transaction and you have holes in the transaction that need to be filled with some sort of a dollar amount, and you don't fill those holes till later, what's the price going to be? So the way we do it, we bring you through the whole thing, and it's very clear and it's very comforting for our buyers, and you have a really good understanding of what the home is going to cost. You remove your contingency, and then we do it all over again. So that's a quick talk on how we approach the process of bringing our buyers through the sales phase of the transaction and what happens immediately after you remove your contingency. If you want to experience this yourself, give us a call or click today. And as long as you own a lot or have one under contract, we're happy to schedule your first meeting so we can start the process of designing your very own Stanley Martin custom home.